one step beyond you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your girl, Erica Lynn, and welcome to One Step Beyond You. This is home of motivation and inspiration. You know, each week I bring you guys different topics that would inspire and motivate you onto the next level of your life. This week, we're going to be talking about value. How much do you value yourself? How much do you value others? You know, oftentimes, when we think about value, you know, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, how much does something cost? How much is it worth? What do you have to spend to get it? Like, what do you have to sacrifice to get something? What makes something valuable to you? What about the principles or the standards? How important is it to you? Well, if you think about value could mean different things to different people. Even children value things. Well, you think about how, you know, I used to watch Charlie Brown cartoon all the time when the kid, he always had that blanket. And he would never go anywhere without that blanket. That blanket was dirty and filthy. But oftentimes, we have our own children who value something like a blanket or a teddy bear, and they carry this teddy bear with them everywhere they go, or this blanket everywhere with them when they go. They can't sleep without it. They can't live without it. It's just this blanket. It's this blanket. It's this teddy bear. It holds a great value to them. And we're saying, dang, this thing is dirty or old. Let me wash it, or I'll just replace it. And the child is like, no, I want my blanket. I want that blanket. I don't want anything else but that blanket. Well, to us, we could just replace it with something else. But to them, it's worth something far more valuable than we can ever imagine, right? So, when we value ourselves more than anything in the world, the results can be phenomenal. The results of valuing yourself, not only will you feel and see the difference, but other people will feel and see the difference. And they like, dang, I want to get some of what she got, right? And what you have is just value, right? Well, oftentimes in the daily hustle and bustle of everyday life, we keep so busy that we forget to love ourselves. We forget about ourselves. We forget about who we are and what we want. We forget the fact that although we might be losing a day, to us it's like, oh, it's just one day. I just lost a day. But you can't get that time back that you lost on not loving yourself, or that time you lost on loving others. You just have to show somebody that you care. You don't necessarily have to make a grand gesture, but you can do small things that show value. I'll give you an example. On the 4th of July, my son and I, we drove up north to be with the family to celebrate the 4th. They were camping. My sister, she had already set up Monday. She had been there since Monday, and usually we go together and we do all these days together, and it's like a family powwow. And our kids come and friends come, and we just like love nature. We live out, you know, we like to be outdoors. And I was supposed to drive up at night, but because it was so late, I'm not very good at driving at night. And my wingman, which is Jalen, he wasn't available for us to drive up that night. And so I said, well, we'll go in the morning. But I wanted to get up there earlier enough so I can help, you know, prepare the day's rations or prepare breakfast, right? So you know the regular breakfast, the common breakfast, like bacon and eggs and grits and squash and potatoes. You know, the usual thing that you eat on a camping trip, right? Well, I don't know about y'all, but that's how my family eat. Well, after waking up in the morning, heading up north, we had to make a few stops on the way, you know. And when we finally arrived at camp, they had already started eating breakfast. Well, when I thought I was late, I was actually on time. When I thought I was running behind, I was actually running on God's time. What I'm saying is, in our lives, we have experiences that probably has shaken our core. It made us like a little off balance, or made us think that we're not doing something right. experiences that perhaps that made you feel that you're worthless, as if you were less than, experiences or situations that have rocked you, the pure negative thoughts, this pure negativity that was just coming at you from different angles. It could have been something tragic that happened to you and your family, or something tragic that happened to someone in your family, not necessarily you, but happened to someone in your family. It could just be from your surroundings, your day-to-day, everyday surroundings. Have you ever been around people that just been so negative, just to go into their presence, you're just like, oh, okay, here come that person again, or you don't even want to be around that person. You choose not to bring certain things into your life. Well, you see, when God has something for you, no matter when you arrive, it's always on time. So when you think that you got to that meeting late, but when you got there, the people, they waited on you and that business deal was able to go down just as if you were not late, you were on time. Don't practice late habits. However, when God got something for you, he has it for you. And when you think you're late, you're actually on time because you're running in God's time. Have you ever felt like you've neglected yourself because you work hard, you take care of other people, you always put everyone else's priorities above yours? Well, what I'm saying is that, because I know I'm kind of all over the place this morning because I got a lot of good thoughts, I just see a lot of things in my daily, everyday life, and sometimes it can be hard putting all of those things that you see or the people that you come across. It's hard sometimes just summing it up in just a 30-minute live. But I'm going to do the best I can that's right for you guys this morning. I hope that's okay. Well, what I'm saying is, take time for yourself. Even if it's just a day, a couple hours, love on yourself. Like, you got to do things that make you happy, things that pull that joy and happiness and excitement out of you. Something as simple as going camping. Somebody might enjoy fishing. I heard going fishing is just you and one in the water, and it's just nature, peace and quiet, nobody to bother you. Go fishing, go swimming, hiking, take a vacation, or you can do a kind gesture for someone else. Just giving them a muffin in the morning, stopping on your way to work and picking up a muffin or picking up a donut or just a cup of coffee for someone. Doing a kind gesture, sometimes that also makes you feel good within yourself. That makes you get a level of happiness, and that shows that you not only value them, but you value yourself, or vice versa. You value yourself enough that you can show that you value others. So when those negative things and thoughts come at you, you have done things to build yourself up, things to empower you. And in order to do that, you have to take things to the next level. If you're still confused about what I'm talking about, arriving at a level of power that no one can take from you, a level of power that changed the trajectory of your life. How do you know that you have arrived at that level of power? Well, I'll share a couple of ways with you guys this morning, how you know you've arrived at that level of power. Well, the first way you'll know is power is something you gain or earn when you've done the work for it, when you've worked hard, when you've put in more work than you couldn't put in anymore, and when you accomplish it, you've reached that, you've like, oh my God, I feel powerful. So one example would be, dads, when you get out there and you want to teach your kid how to ride a bike, and every day you guys get out there and your child is a little shaky, and then you're like, oh my God, and they almost hit a tree, almost hit somebody's car, maybe even hit a couple bushes or two. I know many of you guys can relate to that, right? Well, after a couple days or a couple hours of practicing with your child, eventually they get it. I mean, they get it. They off and ride and they're gone. They are gone, and you are so proud and so happy as if you were on that bike riding yourself. Well, the powerful thing is knowing that you worked hard teaching your child how to accomplish a goal. So you learned a lesson and they learned a lesson. You got something out of it, they got something out of it. You worked hard in teaching your child hard work. So now when your child grows up, they're going to know that when I want to accomplish something, I got to put some hard work into it. And that is powerful. That's powerful. Because when your child stops and goes, look, Dad, I did it. Like both of you guys are hugging and loving and touching and just loving on each other. That is a powerful feeling. So that's how you know that you've arrived at one level of power. The second would be the power. Power is feeling you. Power is a feeling that you gain when you accomplish a goal. So we talked about teaching your child how to ride a bike. That was the power of family and love, right? This goal is a power that you gain that you're going after. So, for example, you know that business that you guys started last year when I first encouraged you guys to jump out there and start that business. So, well, the second or third year of your business, your business began to come to a standstill, or you kind of got stuck. Right, so everything was going good that first year. The second year, like things are not really moving like you want to. They're not decreasing, but they're not increasing either. And so you're like, oh my God, I'm stuck. What do I do? You know, I don't want, if I keep on this straight it's like your business plateau. And if you keep on that plateau, then you don't know where your business is going to be in 5 to 10 years. Then you set a goal on fixing it. How do I fix it? Well, my advice would be to start from the beginning. What did you do to get this business going? What did you have to do to get the business going? You had to do your research. You had to read. You had to study. You had to learn. Well, just because you're in the second or third year in your business doesn't mean you don't have to do the same things you did to get your business started. So that means that you got to kind of go back to the drawing board. You have to start reading again. You have to start researching, like, what are the trends for now? What is the needs of the people that utilize my services? You possibly have to hire a team that have the capacity to carry your vision to the next level. You see, the team that you have now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with them, but they may not have the capacity to carry your vision to the next level. They had the capacity to get your vision to where it is right now, but they don't have the capacity to take you to the next level. So then you hire some more people, bring them on to the team, so their fresh ideas and the things that they can teach and bring into your company, it now takes your company to the next level. So you're no longer at a plateau. Now your company is starting to peak and peak. So that is a powerful feeling. That is a powerful feeling of knowing that your revenue is increasing. That's a powerful feeling knowing that you worked. You had to deal with what was going on. You had to get down to the core of your company. And when you started working on the core of your company, man, that was powerful. I talked a couple weeks ago about the core and me going to physical therapy. And I'm feeling good. So now it's been about 4 weeks, right? Since I first hurt myself. When I first injured my left lower sciatic nerve, I was like leaned over, walking kind of like tilts over, leaned over, and you could tell something was wrong with me. But then I started going through physical therapy, and they was massaging me, teaching me how to sit and stand, just teaching me how to do core exercises and so on and so forth. So when the lady allowed me to get on the elliptical, I did it for 6 minutes. Now, everybody know that prior to the injury, I could get on the elliptical for 30 minutes to an hour. Like, the elliptical was something that started the weight loss. And I asked my main physical therapist, like, is it okay if I start going back to the gym to get on the elliptical? And she says, no. And I go, what do you mean? I'm feeling good. I'm all excited. I'm happy. I got the power and the passion so that I can do it. She says, until you can show me that your core is solid, the answer would be no. And I said, well, what do you mean? Everything you do. When you show me that you're using your core to sit and stand, when you're using your core to cook, when you're using your core to pick something up, when you're using your core to walk, when you're using your core to do everything in your everyday life, then I will allow you back in the gym. And I was like, oh, that sucks, because I wanted to skip the process because I thought I was feeling good and was ready to go to the next level. I wanted to just speed up the process. But what I realized is that she had to take me back down to the basics of the first step when you're exercising, you have to learn how to use your core. The same with your business. You have to learn the core function of your company before you can continue to build and grow into a successful mogul that you're going to be. So when I realized that I had to start using my core, had I did my core the first time when I first started working out, I probably wouldn't have been in that situation. So I never really learned the fundamentals of working out before I did it, because I was all excited, like I'm going to have some guns and my buns is going to be tight and I'm going to have that figure that I've always wanted. But how can you build and add on to something that was not solid in the first place? So that's what I tell you, to sustain your core. And that's the powerful feeling and knowing. So now when I get up every day, everything that I do is surrounded around my core. And I feel more powerful than you guys can ever imagine. And you all will feel more powerful than you ever can imagine. Number 3, power is the satisfaction that you feel when you signed on the dotted line and you received your keys to your house, your new business, or perhaps even your new car. That's powerful. That means that you've been doing everything you needed to do to accomplish the goals that you've been going after. It's not easy getting a new house. It's definitely not easy. They have a lot of requirements. So when you say that everything is aligned in your life, that you're able to sign on a dotted line and get a house, that's a powerful feeling. The other day, there's a brother on Facebook. We go to church together. Deacon Maurice. He owns a catering service, and man, he can cook his. Let me see. He can cook his Patucci off. I've seen some of the most amazing videos of catering that he did, and he get a lot of great reviews. And so yesterday, I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday, I seen on Facebook that Deacon Maurice got the new keys to his building or his restaurant that he's opening so that he could do his catering services. First of all, I want to shout out to Deacon Maurice and congratulations to getting the keys of goals that you worked hard for. But man, the powerful feeling I'm sure came when they put them keys in your hand and you first was able to stick them keys in that door and turn the knob. I bet you the power just came all over that brother. That is powerful, right? Well, number 4, power is when you wake up in the morning and the feeling that comes over you. It's like a feeling that you can't describe. It's like a feeling that you say, I know I'm going to be all right all day. I know I'm going to be all right today. You've taken the time to know who you are and know what you want. Know thyself. How the Bible say, know thyself. Power is when you value you. Power is when you love you. Power is something that no one can take from you. Wow. So I'm going to say to you, when someone asks you, what is your name? I want you to say power. Let's see if we can say it right. What is your name? It's power. They ask you, how was your day? I want you to say, my day was powerful. How's that business doing that you running? I want you to say, my business was power driven. How's that relationship going that served you no purpose in your life? You know, that relationship that man or woman was not really supposed to be a part of your life and they caused you all type of hurt and pain. You say to them, that relationship was powerfully. Let me say it again. Powerfully removed. It would have been cool if I didn't stumble on my words, right? But that relationship was powerfully removed. How much do you value yourself? So when someone asks you, how much do you value yourself? I want you to say, with all the power that's within me. I value myself with all the power that is within me. They're going to ask you, how much do you value others? You're going to say, I value others with all the power of God that is within me. You know, when you value and love yourself, It's something that no man, no woman, no person, no thing, anyone can take from you. Because value, although it's not a tangible thing that you can touch and put your hands on, it's a feeling that is within you. It's a feeling of something that you worked hard to get. And you can't allow anyone to lessen or take away the values that's instilled in you, the value that you feel about yourself, the value that you feel about others. When you teach your children, when you raise your children up and you teach them about values and how to love themselves and love thy neighbor, then that's something that will stick with them for the rest of their life. And then when they become adults, then they understand how to go around and function in a regular and everyday life. And so the thing is, I notice about the, what do they call it? The generation X, which would be my children and the children underneath them, but mainly that generation of kids that we had. That generation was not taught values. Like my grandmother used to say, set the table, everybody get together. Like when it's dinner time, you have to set the table. You guys got to wash up. You got to help the girls that get in the kitchen and help grandma prepare the food, help, so when it's time, you guys sit around the table together and have dinner. That is valuable. People don't do that today. You get your plate, your kids get their plate, y'all grab a tray table, sit in front of the TV, watch a movie while somebody is texting, somebody is on the cell phone. That's not valuable. Although you're spending time with your family in a weird sort of way, the values that I want the generations to bring back is, let's sit around the table. Let's have good conversations so that people can't ask you questions like, how was your day, son? And you say, it was powerful, mama. How's your business going? And you and your mom can say, it's power driven. But these are things that you learn in having conversation, spending time with your family. So that is one of the values that I learned coming up from with my family. My mother always set the table. And we had all the, the fancy forks. Although I never knew, how when you go out to the restaurant, they get the fork, the knife, the spoon, the fork, the knife, the spoon, Although I never really learned what each one was for, the most important part was that we had family time, valuable family time. So I just want to encourage everybody to bring the values back, instill the values back in your family. And when your friends or people come over and visit, they're like, wow, we don't get to do this at home, or I haven't experienced this before. Give them a level of experience of something that they never had before, because how can they value something that they never had? So you gotta, it's like how they say, each one teach one. So when you extend a portion of yourself or extend something that you know to others, then this allows them to experience a level of value, begin to value something that they've never experienced or seen before. So I encourage you guys all to just reach out and not only value yourself, but be an extension, be a helping hand in showing someone else how to value themselves as well. Well, God bless all of you guys. I thank you week to week for tuning in to One Step Beyond You and following these lives. And I hope that that you get something out of every show that I do, because it's not always easy getting up early in the morning, and which this is something that I enjoy doing. And so I value being able to share motivation with you guys each week. I value being able to share tools and techniques that you can use and go on through the rest of your week to make your week, the rest of your Friday and your weekend and your week prosperous until you see me again next Friday. But this is something that I value. This is something that I enjoy doing. Even after camping yesterday, I couldn't stay the whole week like I normally would. I said I got to get back so that I can be there for my live in the morning, because I value you guys. I value your time. I value your attention. And I appreciate you guys from week to week tuning in until One Step Beyond You. But make sure you follow. click and follow on the One Step Beyond You page. So people who see this live on other people's Facebook page, make sure you go click on the One Step Beyond You and click the follow and the like button so that you guys can be a part of everything that I show you from a week to week basis. You also can follow me on on Instagram at One Step Beyond You. That's the number 1 step, STEPBEYOND, the letter U. I also have a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is going to begin to grow because there will be things that you will see on YouTube that you won't get to see on Facebook or Instagram. So I don't want you guys to miss out, but you can find me on YouTube, and that's at Erica Lynn Gillis. Please click, follow, and subscribe. Don't walk past this video without clicking, follow, and subscribing. As Miss Rosemary always say, it's Friday, and we're going to celebrate with a paycheck and 2 days off. I don't know why that cracks me up, but you guys have to meet Miss Rosemary. She's adorable, adorable, adorable. I want you guys to have a powerful, wonderful, valuable, inspirational, motivational Friday. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond you. God bless you. Remember to value yourself.
Only one step, only one step, one step beyond you.